Welcome everyone to episode 3 of Am I the A-Hole? I know it's been a while, but we're back. You guys really enjoyed the last 2 episodes, so naturally we're here on episode 3. So pretty much what we do here is we take a look at some of the a-holes on the internet, and these are a specific type of a-holes, right? They think they're right. Usually an a-hole kind of knows that they're an a-hole, but these people think that they could possibly be right, so they post it online asking people, am I the a-hole? And yeah, just the first story itself will probably be enough to knock you off your seat. Am I the a-hole for walking out of the hospital after hearing my wife's diagnosis? So pretty much this guy finds out that his wife has cancer, and after hearing that news, after seeing his wife lay there helplessly on a hospital bed, he has the audacity to walk out on her because he's mad that this somehow affects him more than it does her. Yes, his wife having cancer affects him more because now he can't have kids or something. Like, he does not even waste a second thinking about his wife or how she feels. The fact that she has cancer, that her life has spiraled completely out of control. I get a call from the ER on Friday saying that my wife drove herself there because of searing pelvic pain. I'm on a business trip until Saturday, but I drive back in time to be there Saturday morning before she woke up. Just the fact that he mentioned this at all already tells me what I need to know, because the story is about her having cancer, so just the fact that you've mentioned a business trip, but okay. A while after she wakes up, the doctor comes in. My wife says to stay with her, so I say okay. He takes a deep breath and said that from the ultrasound and CT scan results, she has ovarian cancer. My wife starts sobbing, but at first I stay still because I don't even know what to make of it. Dude, I think you're supposed to comfort her, but okay. My wife asks what this means for her, and he says that she'll likely need at least a full hysterectomy or whatever, and they'd have to remove the fallopian tubes as well as the ovaries. That news jolted me from my chair. Not even the cancer, just the news that her ovaries are now gone, because the doctor was effectively telling me that she wouldn't be able to have kids after this, and after years of work, I thought we'd finally have a family. Dude, your wife has cancer, and the first thing you think about is having kids or something. Dude, comfort her. What are you doing? Like, bro, this is hands down the worst news she's ever gotten. I'm overwhelmed with emotions of anger, not just anger at the disease, but pent-up anger from the fact that I begged her to have kids since we were 26, but she refused for her career. Dude, it's a mutual choice. You can't just force her to have kids. And she couldn't have predicted having cancer, you absolute moron. And now, instead of becoming a real family, I didn't even know if she would remain the woman I married. Whether the last picture of us together would be the last time I'd remember her looking beautiful, young, and carefree, because the wife I saw in front of me was already a different person. My wife started to grab my hand and said, we'll fight this and we'll adopt. At least she's less of a pussy than you, dude. Jesus Christ. Now here's the kicker. So your wife has cancer. She's like, oh, we'll get through this. What's the appropriate response? You're like, yeah, we'll get through this. We can work through anything, power of love, all of that. And he says, but I shook my head and turned to walk out the door. I still had my suitcase in my hand, so I drove to a hotel because I didn't know if my wife was gonna end up being discharged or what. Oh, this genuinely makes my head, my entire being boil, dude. At the hotel, I was at least able to get out of reactive mode, but I was still so disappointed that our dream of a family was over. I finally was able to get a grasp on all of my emotions and feel more like my normal self, and that I knew exactly what I felt about every aspect and how I would react to it from here on out. I got a call from my MIL saying that if I was at a hotel or whatever else, that I should just stay there. Am I the a-hole for walking out? Dude, I don't know, man. I'm completely baffled, honestly. I admit it was done on impulse, but this diagnosis just sliced my life and my wife's life wide open. Dude, the fact that she posted this online and questioned whether you're the a-hole, that just shows me you didn't do it on impulse. This is actually what you think. I wasn't gonna expel the cancer if I stayed that night, but I did at least make myself aware of my situation, and I feel like I have a right to be angry that my hope of biological kids, the only kind I ever wanted, is rapidly fading away. You are the most selfish person on planet Earth. Here, take this medal. No, actually, fuck you. You don't even get a medal. Not even for the most selfish person. You get nothing. Stop it. Stop being an idiot. Moving on to story number 2. This one's title is just great. Am I the a-hole for telling my son that he's the reason me and his mother are getting divorced? I don't know, man. I know upon reading the title alone, many of you will just call me an a-hole, and you might be right, but give me a chance to explain myself first. Sure, buddy, go ahead. My wife and I have been together since we first met in high school. We were able to maintain a relationship through college, and we stayed true to each other. I truly thought we were inseparable. She gave birth to a boy 12 years ago, and since then, things changed drastically. My son, unfortunately, has behavioral problems, and it's been very difficult raising him. He throws temper tantrums, gets in trouble in school frequently, and refuses to listen to his wife and I. As a result, my wife and I have started having disagreements about how we should handle him, whether we punish more or let him get his anger out. This created a wedge between us that kept getting wider. We both resorted to drinking more and wanting to be away from each other as much as possible to get some relief. We started having more arguments, and eventually, it became so obvious that our marriage was deteriorating that family members started questioning it. So the topic of divorce came up, and we both decided to go through with it. I completely understand that a divorce is hard on any child, but the intensity of his fits kept growing. Since my wife and I are separated, not yet divorced, and because she can't tolerate our son that much, we agreed that he gets to spend most of the week with me, unfortunately. So I get to see him a lot and have to put up with his yelling far more than she does. Dude, honestly, it seems like both of you just hate your child. Like, you just don't seem like good parents at all. Last Friday, he started asking if my wife and I forgave each other, and I told him that the divorce is happening, like it or not. He starts crying, and I got mad and told him, buddy, you want to know why we're getting divorced? Because of you, child. We were happy before you were born, but you always act bad and get in trouble, so stop arguing with me when you caused it. You have nothing but yourself to blame. God damn. Wow, grown adult blaming a child for their problems. Classic. This devastated him, and I did apologize, but I told him there was some truth to what I said. Dude, stop. Since then, he's been more quiet and behaved. I think it's because you told him that you were the reason for their divorce. He feels so guilty now, dude. Oh, he's not quiet and behaved. He's sad. He's depressed because of you. Moron. Even my wife, who was with him over the weekend, said that he was much better. So yeah, I think I'm the a-hole for telling him he was the reason we were getting divorced. But in some ways, I don't think I am, because maybe it was just something he needed to hear. Of course, my child needs to hear that he would be better off if he wasn't born. Nice one, dude. Now, moving on to story number 3, I just found this really funny. It's pretty much this super stubborn guy who has to do the single most simple task of all time. He has to tell his daughter that he loves her. But this guy is like a sticker on the back of a brand new product. It just doesn't want to come off, dude. He's so goddamn stubborn. He's like, we don't do that in my family. We don't tell people we love each other. We feel like that doesn't mean anything, bro. Like, dude, just say it. Am I the a-hole for not saying I love you to my daughter? I'm surprised you could even type this out, dude, seeing as how stubborn you are with that phrase, dude. Jesus. My youngest daughter is 22. Whenever she calls, she ends her calls with love you, and I say you too. At our last talk, right when we were about to get off the line, she asked, why don't you ever say I love you back? And I told her, because meaningful love is shown through actions. Wow, dude, you are so thoughtful. And she said, I want you to say it. And I said, sweetie, you can't force me to say it. And then she said, then I guess I won't talk to you again until you're ready. I mean, she's 22, like, I wouldn't say this, but like, it's kind of weird that her own dad won't say I love you to her. I feel like there's something going on there, but it's really not revealed in the story at all. I thought she was joking, but when I walked in the living room today, my wife was on the phone with her, and she said, wait, hun, your dad just walked in, and she said that she didn't want to talk to me unless I said I loved her. Even my wife laughed because, listen, nobody on my side of the family says I love you. My parents never said it to my siblings, and my biological uncles and aunts don't say it, and my grandparents don't say it. They would say things like, I'm proud of you. You make me so happy. I'm so glad you're my child. I don't know what I would do without you, but I don't love you, you know? I don't know, dude. I feel like you're making this up, dude. You're telling me no one in your entire family tree has ever said the words "I love you." Like, dude, that is just so weird. Like, I don't know, man. We believe that love is a given and shown through actions. Are you like a freaking ancient Egyptian philosopher, dude? Just say "I love you." What's wrong with you? Unless you literally don't love her. So I get awkward when girlfriends would say it and expect me to say it back. I never did. He's like put that in brackets like he's so proud of it. Like, wow, I'm such an alpha. I never said I love you back. I never said I love you to my wife or any of my 4 daughters and 3 sons or anybody in my whole life, dude. Dude, what is this? Why are you bragging about this? This is not an achievement. It just shows that you're like the most stubborn person on planet Earth. You're like Sheldon Cooper from Big Bang Theory, except 500 times more of an asshole. Some people might say, oh, just say it. It won't cost you anything. Of course it won't. But to me, it will. It's cheap to me. By saying it, it would feel to me that all the love I've shown her through my actions over the years were meaningless. Dude, how have you derived that meaning from that, dude? You just say the goddamn words. Dude, imagine having a dad who won't tell you I love you and then brags about it on Reddit. Honestly, let's just end it there. 15,000 likes and I'll make part 4 early or something. And yeah, that's about it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Smash the like button if you did. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you to my channel members. Thank you so much for your support, everybody. I appreciate it. Last video got demonetized. I was sad, but hopefully this one doesn't. Anyways, bye-bye.